opinion. I feel I approve of starting the martial arts competition earlier, so that way we won't have to have the leaders wait any longer. Oh, so that the leaders won't have to wait any longer. Teacher Chen Ye. Teacher Chen Ye has said. What Teacher Chen Ye has said is quite reasonable. Well, what about you, Master Lin? If Teacher Chen Ye is also of the same opinion, then I won't wait any longer. Well then, please, Miss Teacher Chen Ye, why don't you start the... Oh, okay. Why don't you start the competition of the Southern Lin and Northern Sun? Yeah, yes. Well then, please allow me to announce that this competition of the Southern Lin and Northern Sun can now truly start. Please, our two leaders. 各就擂台定位。I have a feeling that we're going to... What does this mean? Late. Oh, late? Late, hi, which means the stage. Please take your positions on the stage. No, please wait a moment, Teacher Chen Ye. Master Sun, do you have any idea? What would you not what you be doing? Basically, what other ideas do you have? As about this competition, I have a suggestion. I don't know if Miss Teacher Chen Ye or Miss Master Lin will be, or basically, will you accept it? Oh, what kind of suggestion? Please, please say it. Please, Master Sun, say it. This competition of the Southern Lin and Northern Sun has come from our forefathers' times, and this competition has existed since our forefathers' time, and its history is long, and it has a long history. These 20 or more years, even though we've all had our failures and our victories and failures. But it's always been Master Lin who 占上风, which probably means has always been victorious. But it's always been Master Lin who has always had the upper hand. And now we too have become old. Have become old, and and our and our younger or not our younger sons. How do I say it? Make progress. Well, yeah, thank you. So I figured that that's what was the case. So, and now both of us have become old, and our students are getting progress, and their path is almost limitless. And we shouldn't limit their path. So it is because of so using with my suggestion is that why don't we change let's see how I say, as for this competition, why don't we change let's see 不妨世代交替 what does that mean in this case? I just want to make sure that I'm giving you guys the correct information. So as for this competition, why don't we replace the generations and have it so that the students one generation below us represent us, and have us two old men stand aside. I wonder, so Master Lin, what do you think? So that's it. Replacing replacing a generation. 乃天境老夫. Now this is quite a normal thing in the 天境第一. I'm just gonna make sure again. So normally they would be the ones fighting, but in this case, we're gonna leave it to a generation below us. I wonder why he has that intention to time. Well, although it does make sense since they feel like, well, we're kind of old now. I think the generation replacement is basically what it's saying. I think this is a natural thing. This is a improper thing. I have no reason to oppose it. But accounting for Ling Lang's reputation, I'm afraid, Master Sun, do you really intend to have him come out to battle? Haha. Master Lin, you shouldn't just keep talking about other people. On the whole world, who? I see. He's talking about your son. Oh, I see. Thank you. Well, yeah, I figured it's not because I think there's something up, and that's why he's suggesting that his son come out. All the world knows that. Who in the world doesn't know that 8 years ago, your only loved Master Lin, your only daughter whom you loved in that martial arts. Oh yeah, it's this word. It's that one where it's the matchmaking martial arts duel. In that matchmaking martial arts duel, it was the leader of the it's the current leader of the Shenzhen school that defeated your daughter. And because he didn't want to marry her, in the end he just went out and eloped. Oh, so people knew about that stuff. Oh no, wait. Oh, because he wasn't willing to truly marry, in the end they both eloped. So he's talking about that situation where Yueru and Xiaoyao both left the house kind of in a sneaky way. I'm going to make sure that I am not stupidly misinterpreting this. Oh yes, so sorry. Qianjing is a way to say, if Ling Lang is a proper way to say son, I guess Qianjing was more of your daughter. It's a nice way of saying your daughter. But anyway, he's saying that in the end they didn't decide not to marry normally, and instead they both eloped. If you're saying that if we're saying that the generation below us hasn't really been, or basically he's basically saying that don't say bad things about your generation when you're don't say bad things about other people's children when his children are just as bad, or pretty bad too. It's basically what the summary of this little exchange is. Don't say my son is. Don't say too much about my son not being great. Master Lin, you too don't have room to talk. Give me a second. I'm going to make sure. I don't know what that word means. Huh. So, bringing up bad things that your children have done. Number 1. Ling Huan, yes, that's also true too. Wait, why do you pronounce that again? Give me a second. What? Oops. Ling Ai. Huh, I actually never heard that word before. But, I mean... Yes, Ling Ai. I actually haven't heard that word before. So, well, now I know. But I've only heard... Well, this is Yuan. Let's see. No, isn't that Ling Ai, right? I don't think that's Yuan. Oh well, I mean, I can double check to be sure, but... No, that doesn't seem right. I'm pretty sure... That's only if you replace that... Oh, I think Ling Yuan. I suppose you could do that too. Oh, it is Ling Yuan, you're right. It's because there's another word that looks very similar to Yuan. Or Yuan, whichever you want to. In this case, I think it's Ling Yuan. Yeah, I've actually never heard that word before until now. It's because, like, we don't use that like, a lot of these are outdated references too. So nobody uses Qianjing or Ling Lang or Ling Yuan these days. So it's mostly literary, or it's gonna be used at this time. So in case you're wondering why we're having so much fun, why sometimes it's difficult to read things, it's because you will have to talk politely at this time, and it was important, and certain terms get used which don't get used anymore because people don't talk like this anymore. Anyway, to not slow down the pace of where we are, Ling